Hey everybody, I'm here with the Montana, and as you can see, I have all the rest of the Legendary Battleships selected. And yeah, so I've had the Montana for a while, and I'm working on a video, but in one of the matches I had in the meantime, while I was in a Roma on Two Brothers, this kind of happened. So it made me question whether the Montana was a glass cannon or not, because that particular Montana did get wiped out pretty easily, it seemed like, and I got a lot of comments about my fire from the Roma was not actually plunging fire, and I'll note that when you look at the video you can't really tell where the shells hit, but I did get comments about the Roma having very flat trajectories, and so therefore it couldn't have inflicted a plunging fire attack or devastation like you saw in the video, so it had to be through the side armor apparently. So what this video was going to be about was comparing the Citadel Deck Armor of all of these battleships here and see how the Montana shapes up. I have been out in subsequent matches with my Montana, and when I'm bow on, bow tanking, I do fairly well, but when I'm in a situation where my teammates have left me and my only option is to move away, at some point I have to go broadside, and at that point that is when I do get taken out as if I were a glass cannon, kind of like what happened to me during the rental days of the Colbert. When I had the Colbert initially and wasn't using it as an agile cruiser, I would get wiped out, and no one had a problem with the Colbert being a glass cannon. But here, people apparently have issues with the Montana being a glass cannon. So in any event, let's just go ahead and take a look at the Citadel armor of each of these ships and see where we're at. So here, let me start out with the, let me go all the way over to the right and move my way over to the left to the Montana. So let's see what the Citadel Deck Armor looks like on the Grosser Kurfurst. So let's select the Citadel Deck Armor. There you go. So the Citadel Deck Armor on the Kurfurst is 150 millimeters. Okay, very nice. Let's see what the next ship is, the Conqueror. All right, let's select the Citadel Deck Armor, and here you can see the Conqueror does have some blue up there on top. It's 19 to 63 millimeters, and I have never gotten taken out in a Conqueror in the same way that I was massively taken out in a few matches with my Montana when I would go broadside. So I will note that for me personally anyway. And then the Yamato here. Let's check out the Yamato's deck armor, Citadel Deck Armor. All right, and the Citadel Deck Armor on the Yamato is 200 millimeters. That is significant. Okay, let's check out the last one here is the Montana. This is the star of the show. And the Citadel Deck Armor is the thinnest of all of them at 6 to 19 millimeters. It is even thinner than the Conqueror Deck Armor, which I think starts at 18 millimeters. So it kind of seems that if you get through this armor, you have a huge problem here. So this purple armor right here on the Casement Armor is 387. Let's see what part is the purple that we're looking at there. Let me remove the Citadel here. Okay, so what part is the purple? So that looks like the armor belt. So the armor belt is 409 millimeters, and what kind of shells can get through that? It looks like the armor belt up on top though is 38 millimeters, so it still looks like, even though that is orange, it still isn't really that well protected at 38 millimeters. Alright, so we have 16 to 19 millimeter on the Citadel Deck Armor. Let's go over by the armor thickness area over here and see what the descriptions say. And 16 to 14 millimeters is very thin armor that large caliber shells may overpenetrate. The next one is 17 to 24 millimeters, resists up to 102 millimeter high explosive shells. However, 102 millimeter armor piercing shells can deal penetration damage. So next one is can cause 356 millimeter and lower caliber armor piercing shells to ricochet. That's 25 to 26 millimeters. And then the 29 to 33 can cause 406 millimeter, which is 16-inch armor piercing shells to ricochet. Okay, so that is useful information. And 36 to 75 millimeters can cause armor piercing shells to ricochet at appropriate angles, and it resists high explosive shells of up to 203 millimeters. And the rest of these are cruiser grade armor for the 76 to 160, 161 to 399 is battleship grade armor, and then exceptionally thick armor is the purple stuff from 400 to 999. So okay, so the Citadel Deck Armor on the Montana is very thin armor that large caliber shells may overpenetrate, or it resists up to 102 millimeter HE shells. However, 102 millimeter armor piercing shells can deal penetration damage, and there you go. So with that, I'm still going to ask my question: is the Montana a glass cannon that nobody expected? For sure, it has the thinnest deck armor of any legendary tier battleship. Let me know what you think down below. This is the Jaguar, and I'll see you on the high seas. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe if you like it.